This is LYP New Zealand 2019, our 4th year of running the Australasian Teen Camp and the 2nd in the beautiful town of Eltham, New Zealand. Underneath the snow-capped Mount Taranaki, 32 enthusiastic campers sought out to gain spiritual growth, eternal friendships and to build strength and courage. But many of you wouldn't know what happens at camp. What activities have these campers been doing? And how does it help our campers build godly character? Well, sit back, relax, and enjoy seeing behind the camp.
Our next contestant is Jan Paxson, who has made the judges a spiced beef mint stew. However, the judges look a bit worried. Let's see what they think.
Buonissimo!
Michelin, 3-star.
Well, we have a wonderful team of 5 people, and you know, it's amazing just how everyone has come together this year. We had Marilyn has been here with me from the start, and now we've got 3 extra ladies that we hadn't met and who hadn't worked with us before. And we're really getting on really well together, but you know, we are on God's team, so why wouldn't we?
Sort of meet at 6:30 and have a cup of tea and have a bit of a sort of a meeting, kind of to let us know what we're doing, and then we just get on with it. So yeah, I'm having a good time. More so serving God, serving everybody here, just helping out in the background. You've got to feed everybody. You've got to feed everybody.
Well, we all need food, whether it's spiritual or physical. And if we can speak to God first and then have some physical food after, prepares us for the day and helps us to achieve the things we need to achieve.
I think it's very important. I think it's one of the heart and souls of the camp, really. Just people standing at the door waiting, making up all these songs before they come in, and you know, telling us that they're hungry and they're going to be long and not for rest.
What do you think of this year's theme?
I think it's very appropriate. Be strong, be courageous. I requested to be a kitchen staff. Then I was asked to be the head of the first aid team because of my work. I'm a doctor. My experience with children is not that much. I read books before I came here just to check, and I asked the people here what type of illness or injuries that they usually encounter. Anyway, I'm asking God to help me with this.
Well, we've got to be strong to lift out the heavy trays. I find it more so when I leave here. It's given me a lot of lessons to be more stronger and more courageous in my approach to different things in my life. Yeah.
Because you know, I never expected to even be at the first one because I thought I was too old. I just feel privileged that I've been asked to come back again. So it's a typical kitchen where we work as a team and help each other to get that work done. It's amazing what you can achieve when you set your mind to it. God, the closer you are with God, the easier sometimes I think it is. And knowing that I can call on him at any time of the day or night for help is reassuring, and I can get it done. I can't do it by myself, but with God by my side, I can do anything.
The role of a counsellor is fundamental to any living youth camp. It's not to underestimate all the other roles that people do have at LYP, but the counsellors and assistant counsellors are the ones that are with the youth 24/7. It's not just making sure that they get 3 meals a day and get to bed on time. It's a matter of the example. You have to be guiding them in how to live God's way of life 24/7 and show them that it is a way of life and it's not just a Sabbath day way of life. It's not a 1 day a week thing.
Camp helps to grow my godly character because it helps me to focus not on myself but on serving and giving to these girls. It helps me to get off myself because I need a strength for this position and wisdom and courage too, because I don't normally do these kind of things. So
start with the Christian living. It's just a little bit of encouragement for the teens when they have a day-to-day or some of the troubles that they might be struggling with on a day-to-day basis and things happening in the world and the pressures. The Christian living is really good for that, to give them that encouragement and give them some background. These are some of the problems that they might be facing and how to deal with it. It'll spark their memories of a similar situation that they may have faced, and then they open up a little bit and they want to talk about it, and then they ask questions. How do you think we should deal with this? What should we do? Oh yes, I've had a situation like that, or I know someone in class who've actually done that and that didn't work out well for them.
It's the best thing of being here at the camp. We get to grow more and to be close to God, and also the ministry giving us good advice so we can be strong enough to face any consequences, anything that Satan has to bring it to us. We'll be ready to conquer anything.
As an assistant counselor, as far as I can understand the role is, it is to bridge the gap between the campers and the counselor. So I am in between, and I'm still to enforce the rules, but at the same time I'm also supposed to feel the shoes of the campers, to maybe empathize with them and just understand how they feel so that I can better take some issues or whatever that comes up to the counselor.
But you're not bossing around, you're just part of it. You're just a friend there that they can talk to.
Counsellors are very important to this camp because at the end of the day it's about the campers, and the counsellors are here as first point of contact to those campers, which means that we are either going to make or break their experience at camp. That is a big thing as well, and that at the end of the day, even though we are the counsellors and we have to look after them and supervise them, we also have to serve them, and it's all about that servant leadership, I guess, which is one of the big characteristics that has been missed in our society, but you know, we just gotta push forward.
Yeah, so our theme this year is Joshua 1:7. So
be strong and very courageous. It's a great theme for camp because there's a lot of things that camp involves that requires strength and courage. You know, from the moment the boys wake up at 6 a.m, they're showing strength to get out of bed, you know, at a time that they usually wouldn't. From there, you know, they have to get dressed and showered, and they're straight into class and activities. And there's a lot of activities here at camp.
With my assistant counsellor, Seke, we've put that into practice in our Bible studies that we do each evening, is review the messages in Christian living and just go back over those and talk to the girls about their own experiences and what they understand as strength and courage, and help guide them in understanding how God looks at being strong and very courageous.
We've got people here as young as 12 years old, so stuff like kayaking down rapids is a little intimidating for them, so they've shown strength, and they do continue to show strength by participating in activities that intimidate them. And you know, we're also drawing strength from God because we're involving Him in all the activities we do, like for touch rugby right here, right now. The boys actually had the initiative to start off the activity by giving a group prayer, just asking for God's blessing on the game, and
helps each and every generations, and also for the teens and for myself too. To be strong means not to fear, not to worry about whatever people are saying, especially outside. You just have to stand up for what you believe in, and also to be fearless and to stay strong in the Lord.
Not only for the boys, but also for us girls, because I mean, as youths, you do have to have courage and strength to go out there and stand up for what you believe in. You know, stand up for your convictions, go against the crowd, go against peer pressure.
And now, live in Eltham, your commentators, Mr. Paul Kearns and Mr. Adam Jennings, former sport legends.
Welcome everybody from around the world to LYP Eltham, where we've got tonight's game between the B1 Scorpions and the B2 Panthers. My name is Paul Kearns and I'll be your host for this evening. On my left is my fellow commentator, Mr. Adam Jennings. Adam Jennings, welcome to tonight's game.
Yes, welcome Paul. Conditions tonight are fantastic and I think we're all excited. We're really pumped up, we're enthusiastic.
We are.
We're strong and we're courageously waiting for this game.
Thank you very much. It is great to be here. Look, we've got Parima coming into the side.
Yes.
His form has been great the last few weeks. We've got Forey, who's coming up the ranks.
Yes.
First season here of camp,
Yes.
and he's doing a fine job. So we've really got some of these younger guys pushing through. We have tomorrow night the G1 Scorpions against the G2 Bears.
Yes.
It's going to be a great matchup. We got Forey, who's a big in.
Yes.
She's been out the last 3 weeks, the older Forey.
Yes.
We've got Iloni that's coming back from injury. How do you see that one playing out on the day?
Well, it's going to be interesting. The girls are poised, they're ready to go. I've seen these guys play before, even though they are girls, and I've seen them, and they're strong, they deliver a good game, and we have to be mindful that they're a strong team. If we keep that in our mind, I think that we'll be able to
That's security.
So anyway, great to talk to you, Paul, and thanks very much for the interview. Yes, I've been overseeing archery, which has gone quite successful amongst other things. Helping out with the basketball and archery, the kids have displayed some pretty good skill. What we're trying to do is teach hand and eye coordination. That's certainly a big skill that even today kids aren't developing because they don't have this opportunity really to play sport. It involves keen eyesight, and you have to measure it, roughly measure in your mind where you're going, and then the coordination of pulling back and releasing. It's all coordination skill. So they've developed that, and it looks good.
Okay, so I am from the Philippines. I am doing the softball, basketball, and volleyball. They are a challenge, and they really enjoy it. You can see in their faces that they are really motivated and really enjoying the game and enjoying each other's company. It's really a rewarding experience. It's quite challenging and it's very tiring all day. You are under the sun, but it's really a rewarding experience to serve and to motivate and to encourage the campers. The theme of the camp is strong and be very courageous. They are all courageous when trying some of the sports activities. that they have never tried to. So they are very courageous. We can do all things through Christ Jesus.
So I went to camp in Ohio as a camper. I've done staff in Ohio, staff in Texas, and now I'm at New Zealand. And I have to say, I think New Zealand might actually be my favorite, or almost really up there. And I'm not being unbiased, but I think New Zealand might be #1 right now. So I find this, the theme Joshua 1:7, being strong and very courageous, to be very beneficial for the kids. They're taking it to heart. Like for example, in kayaking, there was a lot of the girl campers who never have gone kayaking, don't swim often, and they were like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to try and I'm ready. Even when their kayak got stuck, they're laughing, they're enjoying the experience, they're not even worried, they're not afraid, they're just courageous and like, all right, how do I get out of this? What do we do? So I will go in the water and swim with them. I'm like, just paddle right, paddle left, and they're just fearless. They're like, all right, I got it. And they're just so motivated. And the Christian livings have really they're really reflecting the lessons they see in Christian living.
So it's not just physical?
It's not just physical. They're also, when they see a camper who's a little more shy, they'll be courageous and be like, hey, I'm gonna go fellowship with you, I'll sit with you at the Sabbath. Like they're not afraid to get out of their comfort zone, spiritually and physically.
There's a lot of reasons. There's obviously the physical component of exercising, getting out there and getting used to some physical exercise. There's a team component aspect where they're working within a team, learning different positions, learning to work with other players of different skills, to have patience with perhaps those that don't have the gift of playing that sport. Also there's faith and courage that's applied. I mean, it takes courage to do something and to persist with something when you feel that you're not the best at it. And as far as why it's needed at camp, with all those aspects of teamwork and leadership that get developed in those other sports.
Have you needed to speak in public and had a big fear of doing it? You feel it's the end of the world, it's all over for you. The thought of speaking in front of 10,000 people petrifies you. Well, don't worry. With the speech and communication class, you can overcome those fears. We'll teach you how to write a speech, overcome your fears, and possibly give you that opportunity to give godly messages down the track. So what are you waiting for? Sign up by paying 5 easy payments of $0 and call 0800 LYP Camp. I'd have to say speech and communication has been the class which has really brought out the courage and the strength in our campers this year. Many of them perhaps never given a speech of long duration before, but this year we did impromptu speeches and they were given a topic and they had to speak as long as they could on that topic, and it was incredible to see what they accomplished and the courage to speak about those topics to us. They did just a great job.
Will the judges please reveal their scores?
Dance is it's a service. It teaches principles of leading, teaches the men or the boys how to lead a lady, and of course a lady learns how to follow the lead of the men or the boys. And it does teaches us certain parts of government, and of course it teaches some servant leadership. It teaches us some physical skills, movements, and helps you with the focus, knowing, communicating as well what variations you want to change with your partner and lady. So it helps you physically, gives you strength of physical health, and it also gives the opportunity to connect with friends and family or others, especially on the opposite sex, and respect for everything, for the other person.
I've been here coming 4 years, so I've been coming ever since the camp started in New Zealand, from the first camp onwards. Well, I just generally do the maintenance of the buildings and the toilets and any other work that needs to be done. Generally cleaning up the campsite when we first get here is not always too well maintained if they don't have too many staff, and we do clean up and just tidy the place up because they've been a little bit neglected. My department relates well to this theme. Yes, we all need to be strong and very courageous. That's in our lives in general. So that's all. It's not that I have to be very courageous in what I'm doing here, because I'm not having to speak in front of people just yet. So.
You are today.
Oh, okay. Well, this it might be. It's a part of the whole scene because we need hygiene and we need cleanliness, and that helps to the well-being of the whole church. You know, if everything's clean and tidy, that's very important. Just like every other part is. He's a God of order and perfection, basically. Yes, yeah. Our example speaks volumes to the children, as far as I'm concerned. It's not what we say, it's what we do, or actually both are important, but yeah, you've got to back up what you say with what you do.
Chris the Builder, can we fix it? Chris the Builder, yes!
The things that I enjoy that are given to me to do each year is to run the media department. A really wonderful team that takes care of just about everything, and they take care of me as well, which I really appreciate. It is a great responsibility because, you know, it's important for us to be able to show the congregations back home, the mums and dads, the grandpas, the uncles and aunts, and all the people who don't get to see what we do at camp. This is their way to get to see it, and we want to show it to them. We want them to be excited about camp in the same way that we are excited about camp.
3, 2, 1. Camp review.
Bruh.
I didn't even say it. It's gonna be so great. Camp review.
Hi, Mom.
My name is Harrison Mackenzie. I'm 13. This is my first time camp.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm 12 years old and I'm from the Philippines. And this is my first camp.
My very first one.
Hi, my name's Sophie and I'm from Australia and this is my first camp.
Yeah, first year. 1. This is my first one.
This is my first camp.
The first camp. This is my first camp.
Hi, I'm Mika. This is my first camp and I'm from South Australia.
My camp experience has been...
It's been fun. There's been lots of new experiences for me, like kayaking and archery. Yeah, I've never done those before, so it's been fun. And also softball. Yeah, at first it was scary for me, but I got to the hang of it.
It's been interesting. It's been fun. I've met a lot of new people that I've seen before, and oh, I want to be friends with them, and now I am.
It's a lot more than you would expect, and a lot more fun than you would expect as well. So I've really enjoyed my time.
Having fun with dorm mates, sister dorm mates, brother dorm mates, everyone, just having fun, just putting our best, putting our all. Yeah, teamwork.
I think this year was the best since there was a lot more people here and it all seems like one big family.
I'm Joseph and I'm from Melbourne in Australia. Camp is really great because you're with a bunch of new people, you get to meet new brothers and sisters, and there's a lot of activities where you get to spend time with them.
This is my first camp. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun to be with others. Yeah.
And being around boys who are around the same age as me and believe in the same things. Yeah, getting to talking about God and also family, and getting the connections there that we couldn't really get back home and with our other friends and stuff like that. Because here we believe the same things and we can be open about it, building the godly character.
Yeah, my relationship with God is definitely strengthened, and yeah.
It's been good. I've really enjoyed kayaking, dance and cooking.
Yeah, fresh air. I prefer rugby, touch rugby, more than basketball.
Our camp theme is
to be strong and very courageous.
And at the beginning, I was really scared of doing that speech for the speech and communication. But then as soon as
Yeah, so since I've had some new experiences here, I tried to be courageous and try them out. I was the most scared to do maybe basketball. I tried my best during the game and we were able to win it.
This is my first camp. Services we have in the morning. It does help me to be closer to God. Just need to pray more while I'm at camp and taking the sermons that we get in morning and evening.
How has your camp experience been here in Taranaki?
Good.
What have you enjoyed doing?
Playing basketball. Mika, Michael, Nalise, and Shalana, and Sophie.
Good in the spiritual way and even educational. I really love swimming and kayaking and riflery. That was lots of fun.
I've tried to apply this theme when playing every single sport that has been thrown into my face. Really trying to put your role, going beyond your limits, just trying your best, not giving up, being persistent in everything.
Be strong and very courageous. I could relate that actually to playing softball, trying to hit the ball. I think, and the speech and communication took a bit of courage, as well as dancing.
You can be strong and courageous in many things. Say in dance, asking our girl to escort her to the dance.
For our class today, we had to prepare an impromptu speech in under 3 minutes.
I got on stage, I was it isn't that like nerve-wracking, and it was more like exciting than like, you know, like being this is so scary. Yeah, and it was just fun, and I didn't think it was very scary at all.
Our theme is be strong and of good courage, and on the first day with kayaking I helped some people who got stranded. I dived into the water and quickly went and helped them bring them back to shore.
Being at camp helps me grow more spiritually closer to God. The messages make us think why we want to be here, and it's not our parents' choice, it's our choice to be in the church. Yeah.
Well, that was a really nice and really cool and appropriate theme for this camp, especially for us young boys who are going to become men. We have to be strong, especially in this world where God isn't seen as relative or a good thing to others, and we have to be strong to be able to stand up in those beliefs.
Although my family is not in the church, I've got heaps of fathers and mothers in the church.
My family came into the church and then they left after a while, and I was the only one in the church, and I kept coming with my uncle, my auntie, my cousin. You had to actually stand strong and, you know, be courageous to go through that by yourself when you have other members of your family that basically don't understand some things that you tell them, you know, about the church and what we believe in. Yeah, being in the church by myself is really hard, because sometimes when there's family functions, my family would go because they don't keep the Sabbath, and then you have to honor your father and mother when they tell you to do something. I just have to go against it and be like, this is my Sabbath, I need to keep it. Yeah, after a while being diligent in keeping the Sabbath, they realize that it is a good thing, you know, keeping the Sabbath, and it makes you happy. Like you just have that peace of mind. And yeah, that's when they came back this year. That's really, actually for a while last year, the end of last year. So it's really great having my family back in the church.
You know, throughout the year, some of the congregations hold fundraisers to help us to have the funds to bring in kids from different areas, from Vanuatu, from PNG, from the Philippines, and from the Australasian region that Mr. Tyler looks after. And I just really want to say thank you to all the people who do donate and give to that, and some give in a big way, and they do it anonymously often, but hopefully when you look at the media side of things, when you look at the film and the footage and all the photos that we take, that you can see the benefit that it really is to the kids over here. So you know, if you get the chance in your congregations to be able to support camp, that's what we really need. Every year camp has grown. We started off with I think about 12 campers 4 years ago. Every year there has been an increase. Now we're up to over 30, and we want to see more increase next year. And if we can just encourage our kids, encourage the parents, encourage everyone to get behind this so that we can truly prepare that next generation, which is so important.
You know, we have a lot of people in the church who don't have children, who are actually very supportive of LYP. They actually make donations to the program, and they're just as important as well. And we certainly want to acknowledge them, and we certainly do appreciate their contributions, because without that, you know, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing to the same degree. You know, they just make that difference. There's just so many people that we would want to, you know, thank and show our appreciation for their support and for making this camp such a great success.
This camp has been another challenging one for them, a full schedule where we've taken them out of their comfort zone. Not push them too hard so that they break, but push them. And it's incredible what human beings can accomplish. And although we've got 12-year-olds here, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, they have been able to push through, not just as people, but as Christians, by doing hard things, trying different activities, and doing it all with a Christian attitude and determination.
I really like the theme. It's simple and memorable. Be strong and very courageous. And my thoughts are that our youth really do need that, and to be reminded of that, because they do live in a very difficult generation where there's a lot of negative pressure against living God's way of life, and I think very frankly our youth do have to be very strong and courageous to stay with the truth and to keep the truth and to persist against those negative peer pressures that they get from different directions, whether that be the media, whether that be the school friends or school people that they have, their peers at school, or maybe other pressures. That they certainly need a lot of courage to stay with the truth and keep God's way of life.
I think every year I find improvements on the campers, those who are returning campers, and it just helps that continuation of year after year, and it builds more friendship, it develops better communication, and it just helps even those new campers to easily integrate themselves to the existing campers that has been doing this for several years already. So I could see the growth in those who started camp earlier, and also reaching out to those who are younger campers coming in.
We've got here this year 32 of the next generation of God's people, of God's church, and here they are ready to be molded, ready to be shaped, needing to be guided, needing to be encouraged, needing to be put on the right track. Not to say that the parents aren't doing that as well, but as ministers it's great to be able to be here with them and to spend the time more one-on-one, far better than you can do at home in your congregations. And in fact, when you have that opportunity here at camp, it makes you realise how much more we need to be doing that as ministers when we go back to our congregations. And it's so important. It's our job to train them, it's our job to prepare them, and if we don't do that, then we will be remiss.
So it's 2019, and this is our fourth camp here in New Zealand. And it started with my dad, Mr. Bruce Tyler, who had for many years wanted a camp in Australasia. We talked about it off and on. We considered the logistics of holding a camp in Australasia because the diversity of the youth. And New Zealand is a wonderful country. It's diverse, it's rich, it has the facilities that we need to run a really good camp. We don't just want to run a camp. We want something that's going to impact on the lives of the youth in a way that is so profound that it changes their life. We typically run for about a week and a half, 10 days. The campers now are actually biting at the bit, in a sense, saying, can we go longer? Can we have it for 2 weeks? Can we have it for a month? Can we stay here forever? We're making inroads into the lives of these kids. They are facing some very difficult times back home. Not only some of these kids, they're in congregations where there's no other youth, there's no one their own age, they don't have peers that they can talk to about the challenges that they have in life. And it's a long time between camps. It's 12 months, and they're facing incredible challenges in their personal life, which is one of the reasons why we chose this year a camp theme based on Joshua chapter 1, verse 7, verse 8, where God is encouraging Joshua to be strong and to be very courageous And that's what we're doing here at camp, trying to give the kids a foundation which to go home, to be strong as they face the various challenges of life. You know, these kids are facing pressures from all angles, all areas of their life, whether it be school. Sometimes it's even their own parents. They're facing pressures with what's happening at home. And so this theme, be strong and be courageous, has been what we've been really impressing on their minds. Our Bible lectures have been really covering various Bible figures which God has laid in the scriptures to give us inspiration. And the ministry here have been methodically going through individuals that have shown and demonstrated great acts of courage where they've really put God first in their life. And I feel, and certainly in talking with the kids, I think it's been a very effective tool, and it's quite obvious that God's Spirit here is guiding the staff. We are of one mind. Many of the staff have been coming back year upon year, and we're building upon that, and we're developing relationships within the staff. Our activity directors, they come and they know what they're doing. They're good at their jobs now. They just come into camp, they get the job done, and you know, it's just wonderful to be a camp director and to see everybody just pulling together, and we do it for the kids. You know, we're not here for ourselves, we're here to serve the kids. And I see that we're building momentum. I see that more parents are becoming more aware of what we're doing here. Parents are getting behind the program, they're sending their children, and we're also seeing some of the younger children coming up now, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old, who are looking forward to camp, when they can come to camp and be a part of what we're providing in a camp environment. This year we've had staff and campers come from other countries in the region. I want to try and encourage more of that. We just want to continue to develop what we have here and really have a program that has a lasting effect in the lives of our youth. And of course our youth are our future. And if we're not investing in that, then what is the future of the work? And we know that our commission is to preach the gospel to the end, till Jesus Christ returns. And that's what the Living Church of God, that's our mission, that's our purpose, that's our goal. These young teens that are here now, chances are they're going to be the leaders that are around, going to be preparing for Jesus Christ to return. I think we've got a good bunch of kids here, and I think that God is not only blessing the camp, but you can certainly see God very involved in their lives. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I'm excited to see the campers embrace what they're learning here.